Hey there everyone, this is Bryn Kowalski. I'm one of the writing mentors with ASU Writer Studio, and today I want to go over how to create a hanging indent in both your Word document and in Google Docs. So something that a lot of students can find some issue with in drafting their projects is creating a hanging indent for the references page. So today I just went and I pulled some of my former citations from one of my last assignments with my French class, and so I just wanted to briefly use that as an example to show how to create hanging indents. So one thing I do want to draw attention to is the fact that that class required MLA citations. So the actual citations you see here are not what you're going to be using in your own coursework. So kindly just disregard those. These are only placeholders that are long enough to be used for the example of just putting in the indent itself. So because I already have my citations and they're already in alphabetical order here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight them, and then I am going to go up to paragraph, and you can see paragraph here. And now one thing I do want to note is that I am using a plain old Windows computer. It is just a PC. So if you are using a Mac or a MacBook or some other type of Apple product, the Microsoft Office Word may show up slightly differently. So in that regards, you may need to look up tutorials online of how to use it from the Mac perspective. But for a PC perspective, I go up here to paragraph, and I click on this little button right here that's paragraph settings. This opens up the task window. And so here you can see a section called indentation. Now I go over here to special, none. I click on this and I drop down the box. We have first line and hanging. So we click hanging, and you can see how now here in the preview, the bottom line has been bumped over about ½ an inch. Now, my citations are still in a multiple line spacing format, and we want double space. So if you haven't already put everything in double space, you can use that in this window, click on the drop down, and then go and click double. And now we can see in the preview box it has been double spaced as well. So we click OK, and now everything is formatted. Another way to access the double spacing is to go up here to this button, which is called the line spacing button. You just click on that, and then the 2.0 is the double space option as well. As you can see, the check mark means that it has already been activated throughout the rest of the document. And now if you wanted to add, say, an additional citation, you just go down to here, click enter, and it's already going to be formatted for you. So here's another interesting conundrum. In the references page, you generally speaking want to avoid a hyperlink. Hyperlinks can only be used mainly in your essay itself. So to remove a hyperlink, we just click on the link itself, right click to bring up the text or the chat box here. We scroll down to remove hyperlink, click it, and there we go. So that's just how to use a hanging indent in Word. Now, generally speaking, if you use Google Docs to draft up your thoughts, there can be some formatting malfunctions transferring that over to a Word document, but I do know other students who prefer to use Word just as a use Google Docs as a place to initially draft up their thoughts because of the versatility with having the online medium. So, as you can see, I have the same situation where all of my citations are in alphabetical order. They're all single-spaced, not in the proper indentation. So Google Docs is a little trickier, but once you know the pathway, it's pretty easy. So once again, I am going to highlight the citations, and now I'm going to go up to Format. I click Format. I go down to Align and Indent, and you can see here we have left, center, right, justified, increase indent, and decrease indent. Initially, it doesn't show the actual special indentations. So what you have to do is go down to Indentation Options, click on that, and then it'll bring up the Special Indent button. You click on that, the same situation as with your Word document. You have first line and hanging. You click hanging, it'll show the ½ inch, you click Apply, and everything has been bumped over into the ½ inch indent. And you can see again that a hanging indent is where the first line is completely justified against the margin, and it is everything following it that will be the ½ inch indentation. So now, as you can see, it is still a single space, so we need to switch that into double space to be proper APA formatting. So again, we highlight it, and we can go over to the line spacing button over here, just beside all the justification options. We'll click on that, You go to double, click on that, and there you go. Now everything is formatted properly. The issue with Google Docs that you may need to pay attention to is sometimes when you begin a new line, it will remove all the previous formatting. So you need to keep an eye on your actual indentation and your spacing, because you may have to go and adjust that as you go forward. All right, so this was just a real quick down and dirty tutorial of how to create a hanging indent in both Microsoft Office Word. I'm using the 2016 version, as well as Google Docs. I hope that this answers any questions you may have regarding how to create a hanging indent. Again, just ignore the actual citation options of the examples I have listed. Those are MLA, which will be non-applicable for your projects. All right, have a wonderful rest of your day.